What you are about to see is a Farsight Deep News remote viewing session that was done totally blind by the remote viewer, where the target is 2 near-term but future assassination attempts that will be made against President Donald Trump. Please understand that we do not expect these assassination attempts to succeed or possibly even to be made. The reasons that we do these types of projects is both to better understand our world and to prevent such future events from happening. Our research at Farsight clearly establishes that we live in a universe where there are multiple timelines, or parallel realities. I have written about the science of how this is possible in my book, Remote Viewing, The Science and Theory of Nonphysical Perception, which has both physical and Kindle versions and is available on Amazon. Indeed, the primary reason that the United States military is interested in remote viewing is precisely to prevent certain types of events from happening. If remote viewers see things happening in the future, then that information is brought back to the present by the remote viewers, enabling things to be done to prevent those very things from happening, thereby establishing a new timeline. Without such information from the future, then there is nothing to stop such events from happening. It is with that idea in mind that we encourage you to watch this remote viewing session closely. There are 2 focuses with this project. The first focus is the next assassination attempt to be made on Donald Trump after January 1st, 2025. And the second focus for this project is the second next assassination attempt to be made on Donald Trump after January 1st, 2025. Now, you should understand that the United States intelligence services are constantly on the lookout for such types of events. While Farsight does not yet have millions of subscribers, we nonetheless know for certain that the U.S. intelligence services do watch our stuff closely, and they will take this session seriously, as well as the sessions done by our other remote viewers for this same target. We will publish all 4 sessions in the beginning of January 2025. Understand that the U.S. intelligence services do not communicate with us. They do not publicize any of their work, and we are not expecting any feedback from them. But let me assure you that the U.S. intelligence services really are the best that exist on this planet. Nothing escapes them, and they follow up every lead. So when we do something at Farsight, it helps. Our work also helps educate our worldwide audience in how remote viewing is done in such operational settings. Also, understand that such types of assassination attempts are unfortunately very common in our world today. So the 2 assassination attempts that are described in this session are not likely to be the only attempts made in 2025. This is why the work from our other remote viewers is important to see as well. Some of the events that are seen by the other viewers that participated in this project at Farsight will be the same events, but some will be different. So this project will not be exhaustive of all such assassination attempts, but it will catch many, and maybe most. Again, we will publish all of our sessions for this project soon in January 2025, both on FarsightPrime.com as well as YouTube. If you are new to remote viewing, please take a moment to subscribe to our streaming service, FarsightPrime.com, where you will find the largest high-quality public library of remote viewing projects that exists anywhere on the planet. It took us a great many years to construct this high-value library, and we normally add at least 2 new major projects to it each month. Much of what you learned in school about our world is simply incorrect. One day the record will be set straight on such matters, and the FarsightPrime.com library will be the primary source of information that will enable you and everyone else to know the truth about the world we all live in. But for now, without further ado, here is a remote viewing session that examines 2 major assassination attempts against President Donald Trump that reside in the near future. And again, we are expecting that the publication of this and related videos will aid in the prevention of these events from succeeding. The remote viewer for this session is Yeme Jeaneé. All right, Yeme, so here we are with deep news. Now, just for the audience's sake, you're going to go through your session and describe what you found, your perceptions, and you don't know anything about the nature of the target or the project or anything. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. So why don't you just take it away, and we'll see how this goes, and I will tell you what the target is in the target reveal after you go through your session. Okay? Why don't you start? I'm looking at your first session of your A through D, and then you start with this flash sketch. So why don't you just take it away from there?
So I have a base surface with movement on the land, natural land, movement or man-made land, structures on the land, tall structures with subjects inside. I have large, tall structures that feel very significant. I feel movement in the land surrounding these structures. I also see what appears to be a dust or cloud dynamic coming off the ground. I see structures with pillars, or maybe even like a separate set of pillars separate from the structure. I couldn't really tell by the way they were placed. I see something that appears to be crumbling or disintegrating. I see the appearance of something standing thin, like piece by piece getting lower to the ground, creating a cloudy or dusty, smoky situation. At the center of the target on focus 1, I see structures on the land clustered in one area, land surrounding the non-surface structures near. There are land that seems natural but has man-made land close by. I see subjects moving about on the land. There's a lot of movement back and forth, above the ground and on the base surface. I have a weird feeling of, at first, like I felt what felt like an earthquake, but I deducted that. I'm not entirely sure of that movement, but it felt very earthquakey. There is a lot of shaking, movement, a lot of dust, dirt, smoke, debris. I sense subjects attempting to communicate. Something is happening in regards to the people in or near the structures. I hear rumbling sounds, loud noises. Subjects are upset, on the fritz, messed up energetically, looking for safety. So I have things that I edited out. A lot of deductions here, like bomb, explosion. It's like Jenga, like someone is playing a super large Jenga game with structures and they're all falling downward in a very odd way. That's what I had my edited out page. This excessive shaking and collapsing, breaking, rumbling, origin of destruction something seems to originate underground, longer than it is wide, like in a curved top, flat sides. I called this object A. I moved to the source of object A, and this object was planted here. I see subjects. It feels like it was placed there by the subjects. I named them Group Y. collectively subjects with group Y, mostly masculine. These subjects are very one-track minded, forward-focused. There is a mildness to the group. This group is very confident in a sense of mature, I guess. Their minds are calm. It's an interesting dynamic. They're very calm and serene, very comfortable. It's like if Buddhists could be terrorists. It's kind of crazy to even say. But that's kind of the energy they have, this very meditative, calming energy. But they're like, yeah, fuck shit up over here. Right? In a calm way. Yes, I can rock with it. They have this almost inviting personality amongst the group within itself. Doing a collective deep mind probe, trying to find out their goal. There is this group of subjects in this area. They seem to want to cause them suffering. There's a root situation here between these organizations. I'm deducting organizations, or groups. Destroy, to destroy you. There is a goal of elimination. They want it to seem like something natural or a mistake caused this. And this easily looks as such. However, this group Y waltzed over one day and properly planned this attack or, destruction. This feels like multiple subjects are being eliminated. This is the original subject or subject X and what seems to be subjects that are constant in the immediate surroundings of this subject. There is a very planned operation. There is murder on the mind, but their minds are not enraged. They don't have a lot of rage, just murder, wake up, drink coffee, murder, right? It's so crazy. There's no rage. It's like they have the energy of taking their child to school or kissing their wife, drinking coffee. It's quite psychotic, I might say. There is peace within them. It's like they can light a building on fire and just watch it burn with a cigar in one hand and a drink in the other. That's the type of energy I'm getting from this group. Mm-hmm. Post-event, the state of subject X. At first, I want to say they are dead. However, it did not feel right to say that. I can feel intense pain and a sense of being in a state of disarray. He's all over the place. Heart rate is all over the place, in and out. He is losing it. If he is not dead, it's a possibility he may become dead.
Okay, so Yeme, now I think you're moving on to focus 2.
Okay, yes. A lot of subjects are in this one location. There seems to be some form of disarray or disorientation. They've are staggered groups of subjects. It's bright, light, warm, energetics, kind of above structures. It's hard, metallic shape. It's like I don't know, and a very interesting shaped structure. And then there's a textured space, like a physical space, not like empty space.
Yeah.
At the center of focus 2, I'm feeling a lot of chaos in the mind. Feels abrasive and loud. I sense forced movement, anger, readiness, forward motion, multiple subjects, an uproar, a rise above, rawr, There are a good amount of subjects here, some in which are seemingly uniformed, others dressed in casual clothing and or what seems to be religious wear. I deducted religious wear and uniform. There seems to be length similar in dressing. I feel a spiritual reasoning from them, from the style of dress. Shouting, a band together, fight, protect, serve type of energy. At the event at this Focus 2, it's loud here. I feel like I fell into a ball of chaos, aggressive chaos. I hear popping sounds, disagreements, disarray, pained subjects, harmful touches, like harmed touches. I see a structure, subjects inside and outside on base surface, subjects flowing out of the structure, some being brought out or forced out, drug out, taken out. Things, there's a lot of things that I find myself editing out, deductions of smoke, cloud dynamics, death, subjects at the top of structure that seem uncertain about something. I have a sense of eruptions. I see multiple spaces where things are set off, for lack of better phrasing. It's like there are stationed spaces and something terrible happens in each space, an eruption of, can I say that?
Yeah,
Okay.
say whatever you had.
Like an eruption of like repeat bullshit, just,
Yeah.
And buffoonery that's hurting people. This all sounds so stupid and unrealistic. Like people on the inside are terrorists.
On your paper session, I'm looking at it. That's not terrorists, traitors. You hope. People
Right. Like I'm not even reading it.
No, you're not reading it. You're just. But I wanted to say that in your paper session, you said people on the inside are traitors, and that seemed to be too important a point to not fix.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, that sounds terroristic to me.
Yeah, traitors and terrorists. Yeah.
Yeah. They got that like that energy. They are. Like they are almost the reason. I guess that might be why I said terrorists. Like they're the reason the empire seems to be falling. Not sure. I guess not sure really why I used that term, but very, very traitorous. This feels like different people start different disruptions. I see what appears like fire. I hear what sounds like a shooting. I'm deducting shooting or breaking, popping, shattering sounds. I see objects that seem to set off destructive patterns one by one. I'm doing a collective deep mind probe in this focus with interrogators.
I think those is that what you wrote here is instigators or
interrogators.
Oh, I see. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Maybe instigators.
It's not spelled quite right. So, but just keep going ahead.
Oh, I don't spell well when I'm remote viewing.
Well, go ahead. Just keep going through your perceptions.
People that's kind of like.
So there are people that are involved in doing the bad stuff. So just keep going.
They're getting information and pulling and.
Yeah, I know when you do these deep news things, you're actually doing the remote viewing again. So the paper session doesn't always cover everything. So anyway, Go ahead.
Yeah, they are spaced throughout the location. They seem to be having a great.
Go ahead, say whatever you wrote. Whatever you wrote, you say.
All right, like they're just having a great fucking time hurting people and murdering people and
Okay, well, keep going.
They're terrible. They're trying to draw someone out of where they are, out of hiding or out of their protective space, like a domino effect of explosions and fire. Seems very mobbish or terroristic. Yeah. Very, very mob-like and very terroristic and mafia. The energy of this is terrible. Collectively, their thoughts and minds are very cocky and misogynistic, arrogant, terrible. They don't care who gets hurt in the process of getting what they want. They answer to a bigger person. I call this bigger person Subject Q. Mastermind.
So this is Subject Q you're describing now.
Yes, sorry. Subject Q. Subject Q, deep mind probe here. Mastermind. Gain control or upper hand. I don't know. Like, he does not like nor agree with something or someone who has been placed in a specific position. Seemingly a powerful position, a powerful one. He wants to gain control over that space. And I feel like this is completely stupid. All of this feels like a form of military. Even if it is like a non-conventional type of military industry, you know, like these, when I say not conventional military, my brain somehow, for whatever reason, went to Fast and Furious. I don't know. But like people who are trained, trained in combat, people who have sniper ability, people who maybe used to be in a form of military, but now they have a different collective type. That's what I mean by that. This big guy here, or Subject Q, feels sort of like the guy I felt was responsible when I did the MLK assassination. Yeah. Like there was a big guy in charge. It's kind of like that. Like he feels very in charge of getting things done, not in the best way, just feels very assassin-y and snipers and stuff. I went off on a Subject Q tangent. I'm moving back towards the state of Subject X at this target event is Focus 2. I feel there is this energetic pull of a possibility. It feels like something in this timeline has not happened yet. There is this moment when I tap into Subject X where he is very dead. But then there is like this other timeline where he's just hurt badly, close to death. This one splits off when he could make it in bad condition, and then I see a timeline where they finish him off. I feel like I am inside an event that hasn't happened yet, or maybe an event that hasn't fully happened yet. Like pieces of it has happened, and then I'm seeing other portions of the timeline road that it could be on. Like 3 different timeline breakoffs. This is the epitome of time is not linear, like at all. What I'm feeling in this. I made a line that says beta, F1, F2, and chi.
Or chi.
Right, beta chi. That makes more sense.
Yeah, so that's a timeline for when F1 happens and when F2 happens.
And so I was able to track the distance in F1 and F2.
Yeah, F2 seems like it's more in the middle-ish of the timeline, and F1 seems like it's in the beginning of the timeline, or more towards the beginning.
I said chi, beta chi. That makes more sense.
It's okay. It's okay.
Duh, or alpha, omega. Okay. Anyway.
All right. So, Yeme, that's a very interesting session. Are you ready for the target reveal?
Yes, please.
And you don't know anything about the nature of the target of the project?
No.
All right. Well, this had two focuses, and both focuses are to determine the nature of the near future assassination attempts on the life of Donald Trump. You see, he's already had 2 assassination attempts, and he's
Did I miss one?
no, you did 2. You had focus 1 is the first.
No, wait. In real life, he's already had 2?
Yeah, he's had 2.
I thought like I only saw 1.
No, he's had 2, but they were like single people that were trying to, he was
Jesus, so
the
now
one
they're
where,
like, fuck shit up.
yeah.
Oh my God.
But the first guy actually shot him and he got hit in the ear.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then there was another one. Anyway, but
But this one here.
But this but the point is that these assassination attempts, I figured were not going to stop. So we have a situation. And by the way, these things we're expecting not to happen, because when we publish these sessions, the security people, the intelligence services, we know they look at this stuff. I'm sure they're going to light up all the lights and they're going to find these things and stop them. But unless we publish these things could actually happen. That's how you use remote viewing to change the future. You're going into the future to see something happening, and then you're relying on the security people, the military intelligence, to fix it so that those things don't happen. That's one of the reasons why you could see him being killed in focus 1, and again
not
being there in focus 2. It's that means the security people stopped what was going to happen in focus 1. Then they still had to deal with.
That's why I have 3 different timelines.
Well, yeah. Well, you had 2, focus 1 and focus 2.
No, I'm saying I was able to see 3 different.
Oh yeah, different timelines. Exactly right.
Of him dying and not dying, and then him being hurt.
Yeah. So the first focus was the first assassination attempt to be made on Donald Trump after January 1st. Okay.
Oh, wait, one recently happened?
What's that? No, these are assassination attempts that have not yet happened anytime between January 1st and December of 2025, this year. So the first focus is the next assassination attempt to be made. It hasn't happened yet. And by the way, there are probably so many assassination attempts, all the remote viewers are not going to get the same exact ones. Some of them are very much overlapping, and it looks like it's the same exact ones. But others are different, which means that there's more than 2 attempts during the first year. And different people are picking. Aziz is picking up 2, Shantae is picking up 2, Intisam is picking up 2, you're picking up 2. But sometimes they're the same ones, and sometimes they could be different ones. If, for example, if there's 10 assassination attempts, we don't know which one. But it's a good statistical collection of these assassination attempts, and that's what it's used for. That's how you prevent these things from happening. Anyway, so the focus 1 is the first assassination attempt.
Sorry, I'm rereading some of my stuff.
Focus 1 is the first. And the interesting thing about that one, it seems to be a bomb that is placed below and blows up, like he's driving over it or he's walking over it. It seems like it's been placed somewhere. So it's underneath. And
so people are willing to hurt other people?
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is a very treacherous world we live in. And Donald Trump, this is not a bad term. This is a good term. He's what they call, it's a technical term, it's called a disruptor. Meaning he goes into whatever, Elon Musk is a disruptor.
Walk in, fuck shit up, walk out. He's a cat.
Elon Musk is a disruptor. Bezos is a disruptor. Steve Jobs is a disruptor. Bill Gates, you're a disruptor. Actually, Farsight is a disruptor. Whenever you disrupt with the normal way of doing things. Anyway, so Trump is a disruptor, and that causes people to react. And so that's where these things come out of. But this one in Focus 1, you really seem to see something originates from underneath, from underground. And it's like it's buried. So that's going to be something they're going to have to be using their intel services to figure out who's doing something like that. Because if it's underneath and they're just waiting for, let's say it's underneath the road and they're waiting for the presidential car to go driving by, boom, they can get it that way. So And you
Oh
called.
shit! Remember, I said it was kind of like the MLK assassination.
Yeah, it was. You called it. It was like a terrorist. You said you used terrorist, and you, in some cases, you said on the Focus 2, you were saying it's like a traitor. It's an inside job. So they're going to have to be very careful about, about stuff like that. Anyway, Focus 2 is the second or next assassination attempt to be made on Donald Trump after January 1st. Very interesting. When you placed them on the on the timeline, you found Focus 1 to come first and Focus 2 to come second, which is exactly correct. Focus 1 comes first, Focus 2 comes second, so you got that. It was really good remote viewing. And anyway, that was it. Any thoughts about people that are going after him are interested in destroying?
And then there's this like riot, like.
Yeah, they're interested in, you wrote here, they're interested in chaos, destroying, killing. It's pretty good remote viewing. You didn't know what the target was. And they're going after Subject X.
Who is?
President Donald Trump. They're going at X, focus, Subject X is Donald Trump. And in both situations, you clearly perceived that they were trying to kill Subject X, and that was Donald Trump.
I'm just reading through some of my things. So we have an angry mob trying to murder him and
terrorists.
Some very heavily meditated terrorists.
It's not that the mob wasn't trying to kill him; it's the terrorists. And what you got really clear is that they're very settled in their minds, almost like meditative terrorists, and they're very calm. That's what you were describing. You're saying they just go in, they do their job.
Focus 2, where there's like raw energy.
Oh yeah, they were hyped up in that case.
Oh, these are the same people.
No, they could be different people, different
That's
groups.
What I thought. Yeah, so we got this angry mob, and then we have the first group is my favorite. I've never in my I kid you not, I have a sweater that says I will hide you in the trunk and help people look for you. And that was the type of energy they had. And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, well, these people are having fun hurting people.
Right, hurting people. And they're hurting other people too. I don't know. I always feel like if you're trying to hurt someone, why would you hurt other people to hurt that person? But then you kind of have to hurt other. Why we gotta hurt people?
And they're doing it with guns. You had popping sounds, and they're doing it with explosions.
What about the buildings that were that were falling?
What's that?
The destruction.
Oh,
of the
that was simple. When they blow up a bomb, the buildings crumble. Yeah, the walls of the buildings fall out. The glass falls out.
So that means they're gonna hurt a whole lot of people.
And
Are they really that desperate trying to kill this man?
And according to here, they were going in with a calm frame of mind and happy to kill as many as they needed.
I want to know what the purpose is. I thought I went into that. Why? Why do you want to?
Well, actually, Subject Q.
Assassinate.
Subject Q was the mastermind.
I didn't go in his mind all the way.
Well, you got quite a bit of information about Subject Q.
But I didn't figure out what the purpose is.
Well, you got quite a bit.
Okay, when we watch the what do you call it? The ID shows where the wives kill their husbands or whatever, or vice versa. Bring in Chicago, I stabbed him 10 times. Well, yeah, he was probably cheating. Blah blah blah. There's a reason. What's the reason?
Well, you wrote here for Subject Q, his goal, he's a mastermind and he's trying to gain control or upper hand. Oh. He does not like or agree with someone who has been placed in a specific position, and that would be Subject X, Donald Trump.
So this is someone of authority, maybe.
Yeah, he's after Donald Trump.
Of authority that's known in authority. This isn't no backwoods mobster that just doesn't like the president. This is someone who can seemingly take his place.
No, you mean the guy who's Subject Q? No, he's the master. I'm reading this as the mastermind of the terrorist group that is trying to attack him.
Absolutely, but what's the purpose? If he wants to gain the control...
Oh, no, he's not talking about the replacement. He's just killing.
Oh, he's just...
You're right here. It's a non-conventional type of military.
I did.
And this
say
is the
that.
big guy.
I did.
He feels subject Q. He feels like responsible for assassination. He's in charge. Snipers. Feels very assassin. I'm just reading your own words here. And then you go into Subject X, and Subject X had a tough time. He looks like he got killed. Or there's another timeline you were perceiving where he was killing.
Luckily, I was able to perceive more than one timeline because, that would really suck.
Well, you had a great session. You got tons of information. I absolutely positively guarantee you the American intelligence services are going to be looking over your session with a fine-tooth comb, and they're good.
I have a question.
I'm assuming they're going to stop this, and they may not have stopped it without your session. So you're actually helping.
Saving the world.
You're saving the world. Okay, so go ahead. What was the question?
Why the military don't hire us?
Why what?
Why does the government not hire us?
Why does the government
not hire us?
Well, they apparently, obviously, they're protecting us. Otherwise, they would have closed us down.
Can they protect these bank accounts?
But they don't have any. They don't communicate with us, and I'm assuming they value the stuff that we're doing. Otherwise, we'd be shut down. So.
They did try to shadow ban us.
What more could they ask of us? We're doing all types of stuff that is useful for them to get things done and protect people. So, but no, our independence is very valued, probably for us as well as them.
Well then, also we're kind of double-agenting here, so I get it.
Anyway, we do everything open. Also, we have no secrets,
right?
So that they don't ever have to worry about like us doing things behind their back. So we have, yeah. All right, Yeme, you had a great session. I am sure the U.S. Intelligence Services is appreciating it, and they're going to be going over it with a fine-tooth comb, and you will probably be responsible for saving some lives. So we can move on now to the next project.